Boy, do we have a fun one for you today. And yes, I'm talking about another Mattel Creations exclusive from the Masters of the Universe Origin line. Of course, this just began shipping this week, and we are talking about Demo Man, the character created for the Conan story before Masters of the Universe that was later repurposed for the Masters of the Universe Classics line. And we are going to open this toy, take a look at it, and see just what wonders are hidden inside. There we have it. The new exclusive from Mattel Creations. Of course, this is coming in that typical box, and this one is unlabeled. Just got the generic Mattel Creations packaging all over it. Let you get a look at that from all sides. Let's bust this thing open and take a look at what surprises are in store. And oh yes, it's Demo Man. And of course it comes in this collector's style packaging, so unpunched. You can see the back here with that great MOTU art. Of course, this character inspired by Conan. You have the collector packaging, as I mentioned, which has these sleeves, so you can slide that card out nice and easy. So you have the front, and then, of course, that artwork. And the great thing about these is you just pull out the comic, and we do have an exclusive comic with this figure. And I'll let you get a look at that for those who are interested. I'll let you pause on each one of those if you actually want to read this story. And then there's the end. But here are our accessories. Of course, we have this mace. Nice big, and it's, I don't know if you can see that, but it's molded in this pearlized metal colored silver plastic. So pretty cool. Pretty nice detail to have that pearlized art. And it is rigid, so it's not going anywhere. We also have this sword or scimitar that is also molded out of a silver plastic, but this one, it does not seem to be as pearlized, if at all. It just looks like a silverish gray plastic. You can really see the pearlization in this mace. But here's our figure. You'll notice we have the figure himself, Demo Man, named that because they thought originally when they found this art for this figure that it served as the demo for Skeletor. But it turns out eventually they realized this was actually a character created for Conan. And that led to him being named Demo Man, of course. And with this collector packaging, he just slides right out. We can pop him out of the package here, allegedly. We've got some rubber bands holding him in there. There we go. That did not want to come out. So we'll plop him down here real quick. Interesting foot design. We'll talk about that in just a second, if we can get him to stand here. And let's get these heads out. All right, there's our Skeletor head. Pretty cool. It's It's your typical Skeletor head, though it does look like the eyes painted on there are a little kind of metallic or almost jeweled. It's kind of cool looking. They reflect really nice. And then you have this skeleton demon head with the helmet and those demonic horns. Very nice. Then as we look at the figure itself, we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. Of course, we have this shoulder pad set that is molded separate. So of course, with the head off, you'll be able to take that off. We have this arm brace, which seems to have slidden down. So let's push that up where it actually goes, which is going to be up here on that bicep. It's very interesting. We have the cloak that he's wearing, which also is molded separately. You can see it clips on right here as we get that arm out of the way. So presumably you can take this off, and indeed we can. So very nice. In case you want to give any of your other MOTU figures a cloak. We have those socketed hips, so you've got some range of movement there. We have the swivel knee that allows you to get, turn it, have some head. We also have a swivel here on the ankle, and the foot itself has plenty of movement back and forth. And as you can see, we've got a hinge as well. So lots of articulation in those legs. Really going to let you get really crazy poses. The typical arms, of course, have the ball joint, the hinge. The hands, of course, are hinged and rotate. We have the rotatable and hinged elbow, all single jointed, it looks like. But there you go. Let's see. Let's take a look at him. As I've got this, not a great view for you guys. Apologize for that. But let's take a look at him first with all his accessories on. Oh, there you go. You probably don't want to come across this guy while traipsing around Eternia. He is stacked with all those weapons. And so, not much more to say about that. Looks like the maybe the weight of this mace is going to cause some problems with that wrist rotating, as it did slide pretty easily back down, but still very cool. Love the sculpt on this head. The jewels around the head, the horns, the beard, the bone in the beard. Really nice looking head. You can see you got the full rotation on that head as well. And so, such a good head, we need to tear it off. And let's pop this one on. That one does not want to go on super easy, does it? That took some doing, but it got on there. So another really cool, let's get his arms down so that those shoulder pads lay better. Really cool head sculpt. I love this kind of biker head. Oh, and down he goes. And there he is as the infamous Skeletor D-Man. Demo Man in what was many people believed would have been his Skeletor's original form or original design form. Pretty crazy looking. Gotta say, I'm glad they went with the Skeletor we all know and love, and this was indeed a Conan figure and not a Skeletor figure, because not near as cool as the one we all came to know and love. All right, there you have him. Demo Man. Mattel Creations, exclusive from Masters of the Universe Origins. Just actually really dig this figure. I don't know why. It's obviously a character I don't really know or care too much about because I never followed the classics line. I know enough about the artist and where it was originally designed, but actually really love the articulation, the textures in the robe, the sculpt of the heads. Love the kind of bejeweled eyes of Skeletor, and of course that demonic head that comes with them with the skull and the helmet. Just really cool looking. I mean, this thing screams Conan and He-Man all at the same time. Of course, everybody knows He-Man is kind of inspired by Conan and all those barbarians of the late 70s, early 80s. But man, so cool. So happy to have this in the collection. Yet another MOTU Origins. And so let's get our final thoughts together and talk about this figure one last time, shall we? All right, guys, we just took a look at Demo Man, the newest figure in the line of exclusives from Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe Origins line. Of course, this blew off the shelves in lightning time, as these exclusives typically do. But what did you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this figure. Drop me a note in the comments. And as always, I want to thank you for subscribing. And until next time, have fun.